back. Why wasn't Nehemiah praying, "Oh God, get me out of this place. Get me back home. I'm a slave here. This is terrible. My family's already gone home. I'm lonely. Send me home, God. Send me home." Why wasn't Nehemiah praying that? Because Nehemiah had a heart for God. His mind was set on the Lord. He was focused on God. He wanted to be where God wanted him to be, even if it was a cupbearer in a pagan land. And so when he heard the news, and the king asked him, "What do you want from me?" He could have said, "Send me home. I want to go home. Let me leave this place. I've had enough." That's not what he prayed. It's not what he said. He had been praying for 4 months. "God, what do you want me to do? You just tell me, God, and I'll do it." 4 months of waiting, perhaps planning, but patiently waiting for God's timing. What would have happened if Nehemiah had hastily jumped up with flags and torches and started waving them like people protest today? They don't even know what they're protesting. But they're waving flags and they're going wild. And so what if he'd have done that before the king when he first heard the bad news? What if Nehemiah had pleaded and begged and got down at the feet and pulled on his robe and said, "I want to go home"? What would have happened? I don't know, but I don't think the king would have responded to Nehemiah the way he did if Nehemiah had acted that way. But Nehemiah, even in all those days of weeping and praying, still came in with a cheerful spirit. But one day, 4 months later, one day, the king saw the expression on his face. He had been waiting and waiting and waiting. And he wanted to do something because he was passionate about this problem. And Nehemiah had to wait. And friends, we have to wait sometimes, don't we? But when we wait upon the Lord, we trust that God knows the right thing to do at the right time. King David said, Psalm 27, "I would have lost heart unless I had believed that I would see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living." Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and He shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Waiting on the Lord does not mean being idle. It's work. It takes work to wait upon the Lord. It takes work. It takes faith, and faith is work. James said faith without works is dead. Faith has legs. Nehemiah was praying and praying. Perhaps he was thinking. Perhaps he was seeking. What was he praying for? God rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. He had something in mind, because all those times that he was praying, he was asking God, "Give me what you want me to do."